In this lesson, we'll animate the tongue. We're only going to have the tongue stick out towards the beginning of the animation, okay, where the character says, "Hey there." And there's only one other part of the animation where the tongue might stick out. But if we look at the reference footage, the tongue isn't even really noticeable at that part. And the part I'm talking about is where the character says, "the," and "have you seen the rest of my body?" Okay, so we won't have to worry about animating at that part. So let's go ahead and just focus on the part that we need to for animating the tongue. So we could adjust our range slider just to focus on this segment. Okay. And let's also go to our facial animation preset. We'll go there. And what we'll do first is isolate the tongue movement to where we want it to occur. So let's go to frame 72. And on frame 72, we'll select our tongue control and key the tongue. Okay. Key the translate X and Y of the tongue on frame 72 at 0, as well as the tongue stick out there. And we'll have the tongue come back in on frame 80. So we'll also key the translate X and Y at 0 there, and the tongue stick out at 0 as well. Okay. And we'll have the tongue stick out on frame 76. So let's actually go to our perspective and shot cam view. We'll start using that because we need to see how far we want the tongue sticking out. So on frame 76, we'll start moving the tongue stick out. Okay, moving it to the right. All right. About there. Okay, we'll need to translate it upwards. Like that. And we can also move it over a little bit in the X. Like that. Okay. All right, great. And we'll have the tongue hold for about a frame. Okay, so on frame 77 now, let's also move out the tongue just a little bit. Okay, and that's because when we view the playback of the tongue, the movement might be too fast to even notice the tongue. So we want to hold it for just one more frame, frame 77, and we could even move it up a little bit more. Okay, like that. When we scrub through. Alright, great. So that's coming along, but the character doesn't really look like he's saying there still. So we need to adjust a few more things. And here's where we get the snare control involved. So we'll select that. And just like what we did with the tongue, we'll isolate the movement. So we'll select the snare control, go to frame 72, and key the translate Y there. Then go to frame 80 and also key the translate Y there with values of 0. Okay, and now we'll go to frame 76. Let's go to our facial animation preset so we can see this a little bit easier. And on frame 76, we'll go ahead and move up the snare control a little bit. About right there is fine. But still, this doesn't really look like a there. And what we'll need to do is adjust our smile frown control. So rather than just putting a key on frame 76, okay, of the smile frown control, we can use this key on frame 74. So let's take this key on frame 74, and first we'll move it over one to the right. Okay, so delay it one frame, and we'll move the control, the smile frown control, down so we get more of a there look with the mouth, like that. Okay, so when we scrub through, here's what we get. Alright, great. So that looks like there. Awesome. And what we can now do is a play blast to see if we like the movement we're getting. So we'll do two play blasts, one in our face cam and also one in our shot cam. Okay? Just to see how it looks in both cameras. So let's start with our face cam first. Let's go ahead and what we can do is bring back our range slider back to its default. Okay, with our start and end frames. Okay, and we'll hide our NURBS curves. Hey there. Have you seen the rest of my body? Okay, so the movement looks good. Let's now go ahead and close out this play blast and do another play blast, this time in our shot cam. So we can go to our perspective shot cam view and then go to our shot cam. Hey there. Have you seen the rest of my body? Okay, so that's our tongue movement, and that completes this lesson.